Good morning. The court is going to take up cause number C200165CPS. This is in the interest of the Maccarthy children. The case is currently set for a permanency hearing and pretrial today, and the hearing is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. A trial is currently set October 6, 2021 at 9, with the dismissal date being November 22nd, 2021. The department is participating in the hearing today through Supervisor Shauna Smith and Regional Attorney Catherine Estrada. The mother of the children is Constance Guzman, who was personally served with citation notice of suit on February 1st, 2021. She is not currently participating in the hearing today. The court would take judicial notice of the court's file to the extent it reflects that she has not filed with the court any request for a court-appointed attorney, and no attorney purporting to represent her has entered an appearance in the case on her behalf. The respondent alleged father, Jadarian Maccarthy, was personally served January 7th, 2021. He is not present. My understanding is he's incarcerated in a federal prison facility. There is an unknown father cited by publication through posting on November 24, 2021. Nathan Butler is the attorney ad litem for the child, and Mr. Butler is not present due to a court conflict, but he has filed a statement with the court. Maureen Zapisi is the CASA guardian ad litem representative for the children, and she is participating in the hearing. I believe the current caregiver for the children is Linda Ross, the alleged paternal grandmother of the children, and Miss Ross is not participating in the hearing, and the children are excused from participating in the hearing today. I believe Ms. Guzman may be about to join us. If y'all stand by for just a second. The record will reflect that Constance Guzman, the mother of the child, is participating in the hearing today. All right, if we're ready to proceed, I'm going to ask Ms. Smith, Ms. Zapisi, and Ms. Guzman, if each of you could raise your right hands, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Estrada, if you're ready to proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department would call Shauna Smith.
All right, you can proceed.
Ms. Smith, can you please state your name for the record?
Shauna Smith.
And how are you associated with this case?
I am the supervisor on the case.
Okay. Can you tell the court about the mother's compliance with her service plan?
Constance has been participating in services. The department was looking at increasing visitation for Ms. Guzman, and the department requested a hair follicle for Ms. Guzman, and she did test positive on that hair follicle. And so at this point, we have changed the permanency plan. We have asked her to participate in individual counseling, which she is now set up for. And we did ask her to do a new drug and alcohol assessment as well.
Do you have any concerns regarding services that she has not yet completed?
I do not. We have been in regular communication after we notified her of the permanency plan change and the concerns, and she has stated she wants to do everything she needs to do at this point.
Okay. Is she attending visitation as scheduled?
She participates in visitation through phone calls with the boys because the boys are with the paternal great-grandmother in East Texas, and so it is a difficult drive. She was hoping for the boys to be back with her, but we did discuss the possibility of her going there to actually visit with them in person. So we are hopeful that she will start doing some in-person visits.
Okay. How is the visitation going in general?
During the phone visits, they seem to do well. The boys ask about going back to mom, and Constance reports that's hard for her. She feels bad, and I explained to her that it is difficult that she's got to ensure the safety of the children, and she's got to make the necessary progress before any progress could be made. But we did talk about the importance of the visitation for her children. So that's where we are. Ms. Ross has reported that the boys sometimes have behaviors after their visits with mom, though nothing out of the ordinary, though.
Okay. Can you tell the court about the father's compliance with his service plan?
We have struggled to have contact with the father. We've requested to be able to set up phone visitation with Mr. Maccarthy, but at the federal prison that he's being held at, they have told us that we're only able to have phone calls if we're an attorney. So we've wrote letters. We've also tried through the correspondence. The caseworker has sent emails through the federal prison correspondence, and we have not been in any way successful with him in getting anything returned back from him in regards to parenting packets or AANA packets. We have spoken with his mother, and of course the children are placed with his grandmother, but not with him.
Does the department, is the department aware of an estimated release date for him from incarceration?
When looking at the BOP website, it shows 2024.
Okay. Where are the children placed?
They are placed with a paternal great-grandmother in East Texas.
Are their needs being met in the placement?
Their needs are being met in the placement. We do have a pending ICPC for the paternal grandmother in Arkansas. And if that is approved, the department would be seeking that placement.
Okay. Are the children's medical and dental up to date?
They are due for a dental exam, and I have actually already reached out to the LPS worker, the local permanency worker in that area, to request an update on that as well.
Are either of the children on psychiatric medication?
They are not.
You mentioned that the department is considering moving the children depending on the results of that ICPC home study. Have you had a conversation with the current caregiver about being licensed if it doesn't work out with the other grandmother?
We have, and Ms. Ross wants the children to go to her daughter. So that, I mean, she is on board and wants that to happen. She is not a long-term placement for the boys.
What is the permanency plan at this point?
The permanency plan is PMC to a relative with a concurrent goal of termination relative adoption.
Why is the goal not family reunification?
Due to Constance's hair follicle drug testing at very high levels of cocaine and methamphetamines, the department then changed the permanency plan.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Ms. Estrada, do you have any other witnesses you wanted to call today?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Peasy, did you have anything you wanted to add to the department's or to the CASA report?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Guzman, anything you'd like to ask Ms. Smith about her testimony or any testimony you'd like to offer today about the case?
I was just wanting my kids.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, and I encourage you to continue to work with the department to try to satisfy their concerns. My understanding that one concern is the positive drug test. You're going to need to make sure you address that. If you continue to use legal drugs, that could result in your rights being restricted or terminated. And I'm required to notify any parent in this type of case that because of the nature of these proceedings, your parental custodial rights and duties to your children may be subject to restriction or even termination. As I believe I've previously advised you, you have a right to retain a lawyer to represent you if you feel you need legal advice. If you cannot afford a lawyer and desire a court-appointed lawyer, the court can consider whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer and can appoint an attorney to represent you. As the department is supposed to set forth their permanency plan in each of these hearings, those permanency plans can change during the course of the case. And so while their permanency plan right now, as I understand it, is not family reunification of the children with you. That could change depending on how you make progress over the next few months of the case. But the law requires these cases to come to some resolution in a fairly short time period. And right now we have a case, the case is set for trial October 6, 2021. And so if the department doesn't change that plan, they may, at the time of trial, may be asking to restrict or even terminate your parental rights to your children. So you need to be aware of that, and you need to consider whether you wish to have any legal counsel represent you. Do you know at this time, do you plan to retain any counsel, or are you making a request for court-appointed counsel to represent you in connection with this case?
I've been looking for an attorney, but I'm just having trouble trying to find one.
Okay. Well, if you decide you want to make a request for a court-appointed attorney, you can complete an affidavit of indigence form with the Tongan County District Clerk that gets submitted to the court. If the court finds you do not have sufficient assets or income to hire a lawyer on your own, the court will appoint one for you. I would encourage you to carefully consider whether or not you should either retain an attorney or request a court-appointed attorney. And if you're wanting one, you do so as soon as possible, because as I've indicated, the law provides a very limited amount of time for these cases to come to some resolution, and I have very little leeway about moving the case back. So the sooner you make a decision about that and get an attorney in place if you want one, the better it will be for you to represent you, so they'll have adequate time to try to represent you in the case. Okay. Okay. So I'd ask you to carefully consider that and act quickly on it one way or the other. Okay. All right. The court's going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator of the child and continue the children and continue the children in the current placement at this time. All the orders remain in place. Right now, the case remains set for trial October 6, 2021 at 9 a.m. with a dismissal date of November 22nd, 2021. Ms. Estrada, where do we stand on paternity testing? The court's ordered paternity testing back in May. You know if that's been set up? Has it been?
Your Honor, the department requested an update from the Attorney General's office on August 4th, and on August 4th, the update was that testing was in progress.
Okay. Well, I'd ask y'all to continue to follow up on that so we can get that issue resolved one way or the other. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll be adjourned for today.